Oh, we're getting the tires muddy. Looking good. A little bit of a different angle here. A little more throttle. Oh, that's what I should have done. More throttle. Fixes everything, right? But can we get it back up the hill? That's the question. When it comes to Kyosho crawlers, this is what we've been used to. The Mini Z 4x4. And they're fun, they're cool, they've got a lot of scale detail. But I think Kyosho fans have wanted a lot more. They wanted something in the 10 scale realm, and Kyosho is finally delivering. They're gonna run with the big boys, guys. Let's check out the KC10. This looks pretty awesome, guys. An all new platform from Kyosho, 4-wheel drive, ready to run. And actually, it's so new, they didn't even have a box ready for you. It came in that plain cardboard box, but look at this thing, guys. A licensed Toyota Land Cruiser 60, even has the diesel emblem on it. Love the graphics on the side with the Toyota stripes, champagne gold, and look at that, we've got clear windows, well tinted because of the decals, but we're seeing some good stuff. So this is a Lexan body, and it's part of their Pure Scale lineup, and what's really cool, I'm just gonna get right to it. No body clips. Kyosho has been holding on to the body clips, and finally they're gone from this model. And it's got a really cool clip system. I'll show you in a second, but I want to just go over a few more details on the outside. So molded front grille, plated chrome, and it's got light buckets on the backside, clear lenses, obviously, marker orange lenses, even lenses down in the front bumper. You got the brush guard, you got the mirrors on the fenders. I absolutely love that look. Separate molded windshield wipers and door handles. It's got a basic looking Overland roof rack. Hey, I like the detail though. It does seem like it's missing running boards or steps on the side. And actually, I don't think you could put those on. So that's one thing maybe to consider with this thing. License plate, cool looking rear bumper, and you can put LED lights in the taillights as well. And they did a pretty good job with this being Lexan. The lights fit in here pretty well. And it's even got the vents on the back. Man, good stuff from Kyosho in their Pure Scale lineup. Now, let me show you the clip system in the front. It's actually just got these two little push tabs. Push them in, and the front of the body pops right up nice and easily. It's pretty secure. It's actually got this little spring right in front of the body mounting system that pops up easily, and some really heavy duty mounts in the back. Just 2 screws hold it on, so it's pretty easy to get the body off if you need to do some maintenance. And again, light buckets on the inside, so throw some LED lights in there, this thing will look really good. Now let's take a look at the chassis. So when I first got a good look at the chassis, I instantly thought it looked kind of basic, to be honest with you. But as I looked at it more, it's a really clean platform. Kind of old school as far as the design goes, but you know what? All that stuff is good. Easy to work on, strong, and I think they did a really good job on the layout here and position the electronics, transmission, shocks, everything where they need to be. So let's start off with the frame itself. It is a steel ladder frame chassis. The 2 side rails are stamped, and then they've got a lot of cross bracing throughout. This looks like to be the better composites that Kyosho has to offer. It seems strong. Some of the plates go into the chassis rails just to help bump up the rigidity. Then as you can see, it's got 2 battery mounting locations. So they got this forward position that's really tight against the transmission. The transmission actually pokes through the bottom of the battery tray here. That's how low they got it. Or if you don't mind running it towards the rear, they have this alternate location where you can get it a little bit lower. The only thing is the receiver box is molded to this battery tray. So if you did want to use this alternate location, you'd have to pull the receiver out of the box and mount it to one of the floor pans here. And speaking of the floor pans, check this out. Inner fender wells that just transition into those floors, and they have mounting areas if you wanted to add rock lights. And that leads us into the suspension. And this truck has some serious travel to it. Those are some large bore shocks. And in their literature, they say it's optimized for maximum travel. It does look like it's got a lot of travel, but check out those shocks. They are a composite body, but we got an aluminum cap and preload collar and lower cap to hold in the O-rings there. Like that, the lower perch has a screw through it, so that's not gonna fall off. Multiple shock mounting positions on those towers. You can see the tower even have a body mount location if you wanna swap out the body in the future. But check out the links. Metal links front and rear, 3-link with a pan hard bar in the front, and they've got some really large rod ends on this one. Those look like they're gonna hold up with metal pivot balls. And even the axle mounting points, those look pretty decent, although they are molded into the axle itself. See the rear here, everything looks like like it's lined up properly. The only thing is I did notice a little bit of bump steer in the front, which is kind of typical with the servo on chassis setup. And speaking of the servo, there are the steering links. Those are metal as well, and it even comes with an aluminum servo horn. Now here's probably a good time to mention something. This is a pre-production kit, and they wanted me to make you guys aware of that. The actual production samples will have a few tweaks to it, and they said that one of the issues with this pre-production was that there was some scratches on the servo saver, but I don't see it. It looks perfect to me. It's even clamping servo horn. I think it's a pretty good setup. Not a lot of options as far as moving your links. The panhard bar mount is composite, but it does look pretty sturdy, and it looks like you could replace the mounts for that at least. The driveline is where things get interesting, and I'm gonna reveal a little secret about the driveline, so hold on tight here. We're gonna start off with the axles. These have a really nice shape to them. They're a low profile axle setup. We got some truss bracing up top. I don't know if they're gonna hold up to a huge fall. They're kind of narrow, they're thin, I should say. And then as you can see out at the steering knuckle, just the right setup, dual shear for the steering link as well. You got a sleeve in that pivot, so it's gotta operate a bit smoother. I like the setup on this. Just show you guys the rear. Very similar look to the front. I forgot to mention that there's little mounting bosses on the outside of the steering knuckle in this rear axle. Looks like you'll be able to add some hanger weights to it. And then, one other big feature to point out, it does have a high pinion. So you get that thing up and off the rocks. Inside is where the good stuff really starts off. So it's got helical cut metal gears, full ball bearings throughout. Those are sealed, and then they've got metal lockers. And that's where there's another change between pre-production and production. The spools in this truck are black, and on the production model, those spools will be silver. Not a big deal, you're never gonna see them. Then they've got slider style drive shafts up to the center transmission. Of course, metal CVs on those. Looks like a pretty stout setup too. There's just a 2-piece slider, and then the transmission. So this is where things get really interesting, guys. It's a good looking transmission, pretty compact. As you can see, it's a weight forward style, so you get the motor up front over the front wheels. Right in this front case here is where the pinion and transfer gear is. It's got a metal 2-step gear that goes down to the mid part of the transmission. And when I opened up the transmission, well, actually I saw these shafts poking out the side, but when I opened it up, I was pleasantly surprised. It's a 2-speed sitting in there. It's locked out from the factory, which is interesting, but all metal gears in there, metal shafts, of course, ball bearings. And then I got down to the rear case, and inside is a dig. All the parts are in there, it's just the shaft is locked out. And obviously they don't give you the servos or the linkages. So you could go and upgrade that later on down the road if you want to go throw that in there. And that actually leads me to the electronics. And I gotta start off with the receiver. It's only a 3-channel receiver. So if you wanted to go put the dig and the 2-speed servo in here, you would need to upgrade the radio system. This being a trail truck, I'm gonna probably go throw a servo in there to operate the 2-speed. I don't think I'm ever gonna use that dig, but anyway, transmission, cool. Back to the electronics. 32 turn motor in this, long can, so it's gonna give you that torque. Up front, we've got a 15 kg Metal Gear servo, and then it looks like it's got a Hobby Wing based 1060 speed controller. The information I got about this truck, it says you need a 2S battery pack, but the speed controller does say 2 to 3S on it. And let's not forget the wheels and tires. So it's just got a generic off-road treaded tire on here. Actually a little bit firm on the rubber compound here, and a pretty stiff insert. Now it does say it has a special insert in the literature I got, and I took the tire apart for you guys, and inside it looks like the insert is rounded on the edges. Just wish the foam was a little bit softer. Then it's got these classic smoothie chrome wheels on it, and again, it's a multi-piece beadlock wheel. The inner ring is actually going to have a molded hole for venting. Right now it's drilled from the factory, so that was one of the other little running changes they did between pre-production and production. And finally, they said that their Land Cruiser decals on the body were slightly askew. I thought they looked good, but anyway, it'll be perfection once you guys get it. All right, I'm gonna go throw a 2S battery pack in here now, and we're gonna go out and probably do some snow trailing. Back on top of the mountain, RC drivers, yeah, it looks like we're gonna contend with some snow today. It's been really cold, and they're actually forecasting another 8 to 14 inches. So I gotta get this driving. Let's do it. We'll get it rolling right on the start rock here. Tires are still fresh. They're gonna get muddy really soon. Well, look at this beast go, guys. This is pretty cool. It definitely looks good, but can it climb? We got the snow to contend with. Here, a little axle grinding. I don't know, for some reason I'm really excited about this truck. Some bumper hang, and yeah, we're already spinning some tires. I honestly don't think these tires have it in them to grip on this rock, even though it's cold. So let's just back it back out. We'll just reposition here so I can show you guys some suspension flex. This thing does have a lot of travel in it. Look at that. And no tires grinding. What do you think about the large gap in the wheel well there? I'm just thinking it's gonna need tires. May as well go for the next size up. What do you think? Let me know. All right, let's just try another climb over here. It's a little grippy. No, we got some spin again. All right, I gotta give it one more shot over on this other side because it's not as much of an incline. Looks like we got a lot of steering too. And actually, one thing I forgot to mention about the transmission is it's got counter-rotating drive shafts. So that's got to settle things in a little bit. Again, if we just had some traction. Oh, there we go, throttle it. Let me back it out. I'm gonna attack it with some throttle. There we go. That's all we needed. Want to bring it back around so I can show you guys a descent here and go through the snow. Oh, all right, we got some drag brake in the system. We knew that from that speed controller. We're familiar with it. Let's see if I could just give it a little smooth go. Nope. All right, yeah. Definitely a good bomb in the trail type of system, but if you want that smooth crawling, you might want to go upgrade. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I mean, I just want to have fun with this thing right now. Really excited about the look of it. So I believe they have that transmission locked out in low gear. Look at that. That was on a bit of an angle, a little worrisome. Oh, we're getting the tires muddy. Looking good. Yeah, I believe this is stuck in low gear. I'll get it down to the bottom, clean off my tires, and give it a little punch of throttle. All right, ready? Let's hit it. Oh yeah, that's definitely got to be in low gear. That's full throttle. I think what would have been cool is if they gave us some little like adapter you go put in and just leave it in high gear. But as it sits right now, the only thing you can do is leave it in low with that spacer and lock nut. As this thing is like pretty capable considering the conditions. Let's see what I could work here. A little suspension action. Once again. Come on. We were hung up on that rear axle. Just had to work it. Look at that, guys. You know, early on I said this thing looked kind of basic, but I think Kyosho kind of did their homework here. And sometimes it doesn't need to be like completely redesigned. Some wild and crazy concepts. Sometimes the basics just work. You got this could be gnarly. It could front flip here. I could lose those mirrors. Oh, awesome. KC10, working it. Oh, we're stuck now. Think I got a line figured out. Full throttle motoring through the snow. Let's find some traction. Come on. All right. So back to that line I was looking at. We'll come up through here. That suspension is pretty impressive, guys. A lot of flex there. A little blip. That's all it needed, just a little blip. Look at that thing flex. That is sick. Come on, walk it over, walk it over. Flirting with rolling again. I might have to back it out. We're bumpered in. Oh, so close. Look at that. Even in the cold weather, that mirror just bent over and now it's coming back to its original position. So we got some flexible plastic there. Doesn't look like those are gonna break. Got another snow-free spot, or minimal snow. A little bit of side hilling. Had to reposition here because this could get exciting. Definitely chancing rolling it over. We gotta try that one more time. A little bit of a different angle here. A little more throttle. Oh, that's what I should have done. More throttle. Fixes everything, right? We're gonna drop this bad boy down the hill here. A little slipping and sliding. But can we get it back up the hill? That's the question. Nope, we would need a bunch of weight in the front. Let's come up through this valley here. I've done this before. Suspension flex time. Managed to get a first run in for you guys. It actually snowed about 15, 16 inches the day after, but I had a lot of fun with this thing on the trails. Starting off with the body. The body looks really cool and it translates well on the trail, adds to the excitement of it. They got a lot of scale detail in this Lexan with the molded parts. Definitely like that they gave us the clear windows. And then the body mounting system is really easy to use. The chassis itself, very capable, obviously. You saw those rough conditions and it's a smooth truck. The drivetrain is pretty smooth. The handling's awesome. Tons of suspension travel, so you get lots of flex as you're going over the rocks. Really cool. Lots of steering angle. The only thing is the skid plate is pretty low on this truck, and that's, I think, why it handles so well. They lowered the CG on it. The only downside to that, obviously, is the breakovers, and you'll get hung up on that skid and you got to wiggle yourself free, which is what I encountered a couple of times. I compared it to some of the other trucks out there and it's pretty low, but just wanted to throw it out to you guys. It is a scale truck. You're going to be trail driving it. Let's move on to the price of this thing. The mat, from what I understand, is $449.99, which is a bit up there. And I think it's a little up there considering that they didn't give us the servo for that transmission. It could take two. At least one, I think, would have been nice for the 2-speed, because that's what I think this truck really needs. It needs that second gear to really, move over some of the obstacles and stuff. And I would have liked to have seen that included with it. It's probably an easy drop-in. I don't know if they're going to give you the hardware since this is a pretty pre-production kit, but you might have to purchase that. So just throwing some things out at you guys to consider. I think Kyosho actually did a really good job on their first scale, 110 scale off-road truck. They had like a Mad Force crawler before, and of course the Mini Zs, but for a true 110 scale trail truck, I think they did awesome. I want to know what you guys think about it in the comment section below, and I'll have links in the video description.